Okay, you need to imagine that I am a teacher and the class are at registration, and I feel that there's some unease, some uncertainty, some discomfort. Maybe it's Monday morning and maybe there's been some news over the weekend that was worrying, maybe about a local lockdown or what they can and can't do and so on. So what you would do is you'd say, okay, let's do some tapping, having obviously already introduced it in a separate sort of non-anxious time. So I would then start with this. As a teacher, I would say, even though, and they would repeat after you, even though there's so much uncertainty. I have no idea what's happening. I'm confused. I'm worried. I love and accept myself anyway. You don't have to say I love and accept myself anyway if your class is likely to be falling around on the floor with hysterics at this or looking very uncomfortable. Then you can just say, even though there's all this uncertainty and I'm really worried, I'm okay for the moment. I'm fine right now, or I'm sure things will be okay. It's like a sort of reassuring statement that even though you have these feelings, you're still okay. And if you notice where I'm tapping, this is the karate chop point, which connects to the central nervous system. So we say this 3 times, even though, and we breathe, because that helps the energy shift. Even though I'm feeling really bad right now, I didn't want to come into school. I really am really worried about the situation. Could be worried about grandparents, worrying about parents. Maybe some have lost jobs. Maybe some are ill. So even though I have all these bad feelings, I'm okay myself right now. I'm safe right now. Even though there's so much going on in the world, I have no idea whether my exams are going to happen. I don't know whether I ever get a job. I'm wondering why I'm even at school. I'm okay for now. So you do that 3 times, and you can allow children to say what they want, or they can do it silently. Silent tapping is very popular in secondary schools. Because sometimes the worries might go quite deep and it might be too much to share with the person sitting next to you. So you can just do this with them and ask them to tap on, we're using the structure that you've introduced to them, the even though, and then I'm okay right now. They can just do it silently. Then you start tapping through the fingers, starting with the thumb. And what you're looking at is doing just on the nail bed here. And just through the fingers, each finger. And as you say, and they say then what they're feeling. So feeling rubbish, feeling sad, feeling worried, all this uncertainty, all this not knowing. Maybe we won't do the exams. What's the point in learning? Why am I even here? Will my dad ever get another job? Will my grandma get better? All of those things, they just tap through and breathe. And you'll notice as a teacher of that class when things start to settle. And you just keep tapping until they're all settled. Tapping together is borrowing the benefits, which means they all get the benefits. You'll get the benefits too. I mean, I find that when I'm tapping with clients that, I'm tapping with them on their issues, but I'm subconsciously clearing my own. So this is really good for teachers as well. If they introduce it to their class, it helps the class, it helps the children individually dealing with their own issues, and it helps the teacher with the stress and the uncertainty for them. So you just keep tapping until everybody's fine. And then when everybody seems okay, you just ask them to put their hands to their heart and breathe in a happy colour, a colour or a colour that's a good colour for them, for learning, for feeling in a learning state, for feeling resourced, for feeling okay, for feeling safe, for feeling brave, for whatever they're feeling. Just imagine that colour and just breathing that colour in. And then when they're ready, they open their eyes and get on with the lesson. As you can see, that took 5 minutes, which really isn't very long.